a portion of the song for the 9th Sabbath, which would fall on the 30th of the 2nd month. What remains describes the vestibules of the multiple heavenly sanctuaries, particularly the vestibule through which God enters. From the wondrous spiritual likeness, utterly holy and engraved, issues a tongue of blessing, and from the divine image issues a voice of blessing to the King of the exalted angels. Their wondrous praise extols the God of the godlike. They're embroidered, and they sing joyously. The vestibules of their entryways, utterly holy spirits who draw near in eternally. The likeness of living divine beings is carved on the walls of the vestibules by which the King enters, luminous spiritual figures in the innermost sanctums of the King, figures of glorious light, wondrous spirits. In the midst of the glorious spirits stand wondrous embroidered works, figures of living divine beings. In the glorious innermost sanctums that belong to the structure of the utterly holy temple, in the innermost sanctums of the King are divine figures, and from the likeness of a fragment of the song for the 10th Sabbath. Like the song for the 9th Sabbath, the central theme here is apparently description of the heavenly temples, the fringed edge and rivers of fire, appearing as fiery flames, beautiful upon the veil of the King's innermost sanctum, in the innermost sanctum of his presence, an embroidered work, everything that is engraved upon the divine figures, glory issuing from both sides of them, the veils of the wondrous innermost sanctums. They bless the sides of them, declaring, wondrous, inside the innermost sanctum. They extol the glorious King with a joyous cry. Portions from the middle and end of the 11th Sabbath song. Description of the heavenly temples and architecture continues, focusing here on the innermost sanctuaries, the chariot thrones, and attendant priestly angels. Then the divine figures, the utterly holy spirits, shall praise him. The glorious figures, the floor of the wondrous innermost sanctuaries, the spirits of the perpetual divine beings, all the figures of the innermost sanctuary of the King, spiritual handiwork of the wondrous firmament made utterly pure, spirits of knowledge, truth, and righteousness in the Holy of Holies, forms of the living godlike beings, luminous spiritual forms. All these holy handiworks are wondrously connected to each other. Embroidered spirits, figures of the godlike beings, are engraved all around the glorious bricks. These are glorious figures, handiwork belonging to the splendid and majestic bricks. All these handiworks are living godlike beings, and their figures are holy angels. From beneath the marvelous innermost sanctums is heard the quiet voice of godlike beings praising. They do not hesitate when they arise, the innermost sanctums of all the priests who draw near. In obedience to the ordinance they are steadfast, serving a seat similar to his royal throne in his glorious innermost sanctums. They do not sit, his glorious chariots, holy cherubim, luminous ophanim in the innermost sanctum, godlike spirits of purity, of holiness, the handiwork of its corners, royal, the glorious chariot seats, knowledgeable wings, wondrous works of warrior power, perpetual truth and righteousness. When his glorious chariots move they do not turn to this side or that. Rather, they go straight ahead,